let us talk about Sheamus. So we're not going to do the whole Sheamus leaves WWE part of the story because everybody knows that at this point. I believe every content creator in the wrestling space made the video a day after it happened. So we're going to take a different approach here. And we're going to go to Booker T's reaction of the whole thing. So, just as a quick recap, though, just to set the story up here, Sheamus is departing the WWE after declining a contract restructuring. So, they wanted him to take a pay cut. He said,
No.
And that spells the end of the run for Sheamus. And yes, this will be Sheamus leaving after a 20-year career. He won the world title 4 times, the United States title 3 times, the tag titles 5 times, Intercontinental title he never won. That's the one that evaded his career. He was also a 2012 Royal Rumble winner, 2010 King of the Ring winner, 2015 Money in the Bank. And he debuted in 2009 as part of the rebranded ECW, along with Kofi Kingston was there, and CM Punk was also there. And also someone who didn't make it, but I did kind of, Kevin Thorne, the guy who played like a vampire. Didn't pan out, but I did like him.
I always thought the best version of Sheamus was when he first debuted and he feuded with Cena. Or not first debuted, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Cena feud was probably his best stuff. I did like first debuted. Like first debuted, he caught my attention. One, he was like pasty white, ghost white.
Yes.
And yeah, he just had like crazy look, is like orange hair or red hair, whatever.
He used to do the start of his promos in Gaelic or whatever. He's like, "Oh, for y'all you uneducated."
Yeah, his moves were just always high impact. I think it was like his first match was ended by stoppage or something because he threw the guy off the ropes and did like a double axe handle and kind of think he broke his nose or something. The guy's nose.
There you go.
Maybe that was all storyline, but yeah. Then they stopped the match and it was like, well, that's Sheamus. So yeah, from his debut, he was always that hard-hitting brawler guy. But yeah, is departing. He turned down the pay restructure, and Booker T, he talked about it on the Hall of Fame podcast. He had an interesting take that I wanted to play here. So we're gonna play what Booker T said, and then there's something in it that I wanted. There was a reason I wanted to play it. It's about a 3-minute clip or so. So,
talk about somebody who I know you're a fan of, though. Let's talk about Sheamus.
Yeah.
Superstar, you know, the greats. He's, I guess he didn't want to restructure his contract, similar to what happened with the New Day, and he's parting ways with the WWE. What do you think about this, book?
What did I say about talent in the WWE just about a month or so ago? What did I say? I said, we're in a different time now. It ain't like it was back in the day. You know, it's the attitude era. When you think guys are going to be around, 100 years, when I hear the term lifer, I thought he was going to be a lifer. I thought he was going to, what the hell does that really mean in a job? When you work at a job, what does that really mean? You're going to be a lifer. I mean, anybody expect any basketball player to stay on the team forever?
Yes.
No, they got a.
I mean, any football player. How many football players stay on the team forever? One.
None.
Well, one may be coaching. You know what I mean? Sure. Assistant coach, and he keep that job. The remainder of his life. Retires. How many actually do that?
Very few.
How many people like myself? In the wrestling business for 35 years. From wrestler to not that many do. Come on, it's a life expectancy and everything, okay? When I hear people out there try to make shame, and I've heard these podcasters, talking about this could be a problem. Sheamus is 48 years old, okay? Started in the WWE in 2007 in the FCW program, all right? Started on the main roster in 2009. This guy's had damn near a 20-year career as a professional wrestler in one company. Look here, I'm gonna tell you right now. I tell people all the time, I started thinking about retirement when I was 30 years old. Okay. See, at 45, I know I'm going to be wrapping up. I know I'm going to be done. And so 20 years ago, I opened my wrestling school. Okay. Because I knew I was going to have a backup plan to do something. Okay. And I'm sure Sheamus has worked his plan and expecting this moment to come just because he's 48 years old. Okay.
Right.
If that's not something that's on the mind of someone it's like, say, when the company changed over and the few people came in, I made a point to have a meeting, the upper echelon and say, hey, I know it's a young man's game. All right. I know my time could be coming up. And if it is, just let me know. It ain't going to be no hard feelings or anything like that. But maybe we can work on, this little show called the Hall of Fame. That's something we can still work. Do not think I was just sitting there resting on my laurels. And someone like Sheamus, 4-time world champion. All right. Yeah. He's put in his work. The thing is, if Sheamus left WWE, he still can go and make money and still do this thing for however many more years he actually wants to do it, if he wants to do it. So when I hear people, trying to make WWE the bad guy when somebody get released, laid off, or fired, that just gets that, because that happens in any corporation.
It does. And in this instance, and I think the New Day instance.
So yeah, that's what Booker T had to say about it. What jumped out to me on this whole thing was him talking about the lifer. Like, thought he was going to be a lifer, and I kind of agree with. Well, I do agree with him. Like, no such thing as a lifer. Unfortunately, like, man would just have people who just stayed around forever. Jamie Noble.
I think he's still a producer.
Who? Jamie Noble?
I think so.
Well, I brought him up because he was still there. He was one of the stooges who couldn't get Gunther off of Nick Aldis.
Yeah, though.
So he might be a producer, but yeah, still, I know he's still there because I just saw him. Jason Jordan was also out there to get one of the 12 men who couldn't get Gunther off of Nick Aldis. But he's right. The lifer thing, he could still be a lifer, but it's weird to say, oh, he's just going to stay in one place for his whole career. The one who's also coming to mind on that is like a Randy Orton. Like, is he going to stay his whole career? Because one thing you got to keep in mind here is, are they on two different pages? Maybe Sheamus still wants to wrestle when WWE doesn't see too much more value in him for a wrestling wrestler.
Clearly not if they asked him to take a pay cut.
Yes. And about that, yes, they did take him. They asked him to take a pay cut. He didn't want to take it. But what are we talking about here? He hadn't been on TV since his last TV appearance was John Cena's last night on Raw.
Is that his fault, though?
It may have been. Didn't he get injured? I think he got injured.
Is it his fault he got injured? Didn't he wrestle Ridge Holland?
Not the last match, but he got injured. If not then, he got injured. God, I'm trying to remember. It was like I know there was like a tournament thing. I almost want to say it was King of the Ring or something. He got injured for that. And then, he came back for John Cena's last night on Raw. And he hasn't been seen since. So is it crazy that they would ask him to take a pay cut when he's not working a full-time schedule?
Well, my understanding is, didn't he get like a contract extension not too long ago? Wasn't he on Chris Van Vliet talking about that?
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does. You just signed a contract extension that they gave you. And then, oh, by the way, can't pay. They did the Vince McMahon to Bret Hart.
Yes.
About that contract that we did.
Well, to be fair, that was a completely different situation because Vince, from what I hear, didn't have, really thought WWE was cooked at that point because they were just getting their ass handed to him by WCW.
Sure.
He's down to, he couldn't pay the contract. This is different. They can pay the contract. They just don't want to. This is the corporation cutting costs. All they see is numbers on a spreadsheet. So let's get these numbers down. We got to balance those books so the shareholders know we're profitable.
I think it's surprising because Sheamus was Triple H's.
He wants to be workout buddies.
Yeah. Sheamus is still marketable because he has 1 million subscribers on his workout channel.
Good for him.
So I don't know if letting Sheamus go long term is the right move. I think they could still get some value out of him.
I could have got value out of him, but apparently for them, not at the price that they were paying him.
Well, they shouldn't
he
have agreed
did-
to a fucking contract extension.
Yeah,
You can't extend the contract and then restructure it.
that's my thing. Like, hey, we need to restructure your contract. Or signed it, so I can't help you there. All right, well, we're gonna have to let you go. That I do have a contract that says I'm getting paid for 3 years, so I can't do that. I can't help you there either. Like, I understand if you're not going to restructure the contract, but why does that mean you have to immediately leave? Why not? Like, you didn't just have to. At this point in the NFL, if you don't want to restructure your contract or whatever, now usually they do it in the last year, not the like after re-signing one. But if you don't want to restructure, then you sit, and that's it. Like, you'll sit the year, you'll sit out your contract.
And they do have lifers. Look at the Undertaker. Look at the John Cena.
Those are exceptions. And so those are exceptions. What I was getting at was like, sure, they value Sheamus, but maybe they didn't value him as a worker, like a wrestling guy. Maybe they saw, oh, maybe we can move you up to, I don't know, upper management or be a producer. You can be a trainer or something like that. But he still wants to wrestle. You see, Undertaker, he's not still wrestling. He's producing. He's running AAA. Cena, he's not wrestling. He's doing whatever it is he's doing. Ambassador.
Whatever happened to the Cena Classic?
It's coming.
Is it? Because we're having a fucking Saturday night's main event. We haven't heard one peep about that since they did that thing.
Yeah, they're ready yet. I think it's supposed to be
ready for.
I think the rumor mill is that it's going to be like a December thing, since that's when the last one was. Like, going to do it in December again.
Okay.
Yeah, that jumped out to me on that whole thing. Was like saying, oh, there's no such thing as a lifer. Yeah, there are some exceptions to that, but for the most part, yeah, there's no such thing.
I don't know. There's names that you expect to, like, we tune in, and now
There's certainly names I'm shocked, but after I can't be shocked about Sheamus when Road Dogg got canned.
Road Dogg
was
quit.
he was also one of Triple H's boys. Well, he
Quit,
sounds like they're not too close anymore, but yes, he did quit. So did Sheamus.
No, Sheamus said, no, fuck you. And they said, okay, I guess we'll see you down the road. You don't even get to, the contract extension that you signed, you don't even get to honor that. We're just going to release you early.
Yeah, my biggest thing is like, well, you didn't resign, but I still have the contract, so I'm just going to chill for 5 years. I guess I'm going to chill for 5 years. Like, so maybe that's my background there. Oh, you're still paying me for 5 years, so sorry about that, guys. Let's sit in my underwear and play video games all day.
I just think having recognizable names, especially if you have episodic television and you want people to continue to tune in, but if you know that that you're not necessarily invested in, but somebody you kind of grew up with, if they're just gonna be unceremoniously released, then what's the point? That could happen to anybody now.
And I think that's what they ultimately want. It's hard to get invested into people because, like, almost like my rule for like shows, like every fall, debut these new TV shows, and you got ones that look promising. My new thing is I don't start watching it until the second season.
Okay.
Because there was too many shows that I got involved with, and then they only lasted the first season, and then they go to the first season, they don't get renewed. I enjoyed the show, and then it's like, well, so I don't start until I know there's a second season.
A lot of well, I haven't watched a new show in a while. From's the only show that I watch, but a lot of shows seem to interject their agenda in the second season. It's the first season they suck you in.
Yeah.
Academy did that.
Yeah, it's not a thing of like it's going to be a good season or not. It's just more so I want to see that there's a second season to know that I can at least invest into it, because the company, like, that show, I think it was called like Pines. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, the show Wayward Pines only lasted one season. I was kind of into that show.
Yeah.
It's got like on Rotten Tomatoes for what it's worth. It's actually a pretty good score. But it was like this horror show from M. Night Shyamalan, but it was on TV, and yeah, never got renewed. So I think they brought it back on like or something, but I don't have Hulu, so it's pretty much dead to me at that point.
There was a show called Castle Rock that was pretty good, and I think that only lasted a season.
Was that the Stephen King one?
Yeah.
Where they're like in the
Yeah. Dome. Castle Rock was Stephen King adjacent.
Oh,
Like it had a story, but it wasn't the story, if that makes sense.
okay.
Like it had the Misery. She's the main character, but she's not like the Misery lady yet.
Remember the movie name or that show name, but yeah, it was just another one. That's why I didn't start at the rules. Like, no, you got to get a second season for me to jump in.
That makes sense.
I don't know what point of that was. I lost that point.
We were talking about getting invested in people.
Oh yeah, so yeah, getting invested in people. You just know they're going to be a part of the next budget cut, or or they're. I guess if you 20-year career, that's safe to like. You had a good run at that point.
Yeah, I mean,
You've gotten your at that point, but
unless Sheamus is an idiot, he shouldn't have to worry about anything.
yeah, and like you said, he's a 1 million subscriber channel. I'm sure that show is pretty well produced. I'm sure they can get picked up by TV if they really want to go that route. At least get to Tubi. I do notice that also side note, these like Tubi and Roku and Prime, they're picking up like channels as like channels.
Of course there are.
So there is so like yeah, that I'm saying the Sheamus, his workout warrior thing, he could like pitch that to maybe get it on like a Prime channel, or so that could work out for him. He could also, I know they're already tampering with him because he is technically contract, and there's a lot of people trying to get him over in AEW, like MJF. He called for a match with him. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, he joined the."
But then they don't want him to because he'll be stealing somebody's spot.
Well, yeah, some people don't want it, but it is still tampering because he's under contract. But the point of that is they are trying to get him. Some people are trying to get him in AEW already, while there's people who don't want him. But that also says with the New Day. Or I'm sorry, that same thing with the New Day.
People don't want him there?
No, kind of the same thing. We're trying to start to get protective over their TV time. But yeah, we'll see what happens, Sheamus. I'm sure, yeah, like Booker T said in the video, I'm sure Sheamus planned ahead. And again, he does have a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel, so he'll probably be okay.
I think so.
But I did find it that Penta was doing the same Sheamus show, just in Spanish. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh,
yeah,
like he working out, but it's all in. Yeah, I was like, why are they replacing Sheamus? So yeah,
there was a wrestler. Oh, that's right. Okay, so Penta's doing fucking. What is he working out for?
What do you mean he works out?
He doesn't need to.
Penta?
Yeah,
well, he does, and
he's a luchadores.
But it's a little bit because although Sheamus's workouts aren't all about like just clanking and banging heaviest weights you can do, like there's a lot of stuff. And
yeah, I love how everybody has a different workout and he tries to keep up with them.
Yeah, and it's not all stuff.
No, he works out with the chicks too.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, let's see how much we can clean. And
no, like Tommaso Ciampa, I think his was more like shit. Shinsuke Nakamura, obviously he's not a body guy. I think his stuff was more cardio. He had Asuka, I think she glutes. Karrion Kross was really good. He was very informative. It's been a while since I've watched that.
Yeah, I haven't watched him in a while. I think I watched Oba's was the last one I watched. He stopped doing them for a while, obviously because he got injured. But yeah, that's the latest. That's what Booker T says. Let us know what you think about it in the comments. Like and subscribe.